Join.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of That New Toy Smell. Pixel Dan?
Killen.
What's up, dude?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing much.
Nothing. Third week on the new format. Pretty excited. We keep changing things. Toys are directly behind us now.
Yeah, it's stabbing me in the face.
Yeah, we're like right up here up against these toys, like, ah! But it works.
Bioshock 2?
Hey, Bioshock 2, didn't you just get this?
Yeah.
Where can we buy it?
KillenEnterprises.com.
KillenEnterprises.com.
I think we're the only store in the USA that carries it.
The only store in the United States that has Bioshock.
Might be worldwide. You gotta double check.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have something in Australia, but we do have the best price
The best price.
because we use U.S. dollars.
And now we've offended all the international fans.
Brilliant.
So what's going on, guys? Before we get into today's video review, I can't even talk. Today's video review is actually by Devall. Crazy enough. We haven't seen much from that guy in a while. He hasn't really been on much, but he took some time out of his busy lifestyle to do a video review of the Manglors, which is one of those crazy, obscure toy lines from the 80s. It's really interesting, to say the least. But before we get into that video, I wanted to get into the toy news segment. Now, of course, what we're doing every week is we are doing a brief glimpse at some of the more popular toy news from the week. And one of the topics I wanted to discuss today is Mattel's announcement that they are going to begin selling the DC Universe Classics line on MattyCollector.com. You hear about that?
Yeah, but boo.
Boo?
Yeah.
No, you don't like that idea?
No, I want to go and buy them all out at Walmart and then sell them for more on eBay. And now I feel like everybody will have a chance to buy them.
Listen to this.
Spoken
Spoken like a true scalper. What are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm running a business.
Running a business.
I don't care about toys. I care about money.
I think it's great. You can send your hate mail to tntsadmin@gmail.com. Attention, Killen.
And I will read it and laugh. And send you back a funny picture.
Well, at least you get a funny picture out of it. So yeah, Mattel's going to start selling DC Universe figures on MattyCollector.com. They haven't really said like exactly which wave they're going to start that with. They haven't really unveiled prices yet, but I think they did say that they're only selling them in like sets of the whole wave, meaning like you can't just buy one figure on MattyCollector.com. You have to buy one of each figure that's in that wave that comes out. I don't know how I feel.
That's how most people would want to do it anyway.
Yeah, and like I know a lot of online stores do that where you just can buy the whole set or whatever, but
it's got to be after wave 13 because I think the pre-orders are past that. So.
For 13.
So I would say maybe wave
14 is probably where it's going to start. Yeah, but they haven't really said anything about pricing or anything like that. Basically, they've just come out and said that, you know, they're going to start offering those on Matty Collector as well as still in brick-and-mortar stores. Now, I know a lot of people always have a hard time finding DC Universe Classics figures, so I think this might be like Mattel's answer to try to help the fans get the figures a little easier.
Well, I mean, they could always go to KillenEnterprises.com and buy them because we do carry them.
We do carry them.
We do get them as they release at normal prices, but if it's a Walmart exclusive, you better believe it's going to get jacked up.
Yeah, the Walmart exclusives are so hard to find, so I mean...
Oh, I know. I went to like 30 of them for Wave 10.
Yeah.
30 different Walmarts, and I found maybe 6 figures.
Walmart exclusives suck. I hate that. Especially with like stuff like DC Universe Classics. I mean, it's like... I don't know why, but it's like the Walmarts just straight don't stock them or something. Or all the people that work there are buying them, and we're not getting them. I don't know what the case
they only
is,
get,
but...
like 2 cases at a time, and one guy comes in and buys a collection, and another guy comes in, and that's it.
Right, and that's it. Yep, that's all of them. So, and I doubt that Matty Collector is going to carry the store exclusives. I don't know that for sure, so don't quote me on it, but I can't imagine them selling the store exclusives on MattyCollector.com. So I'm assuming it'll just be the basic waves. So we'll still have to deal with Walmart having hard-to-find exclusives and stuff like that. But I don't know. I thought it was noteworthy to bring up because I know how hard it is to find the DC Universe figure sometimes. I thought that was an interesting announcement that Mattel made. I didn't see that coming at all. So there you guys go. If you guys are having a hard time finding them, apparently MattyCollector.com will be the place to start buying them. So definitely...
And Killen Enterprises.
And KillenEnterprises.com, of course. You can always buy them from Killen Enterprises.
And you kind of want to buy them from us because how else are we going to afford solid gold Humvees?
What? How else? I don't have a solid gold Humvee. When did you get one?
Oh, we don't have them.
Oh, great. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the news segment, I'd say. Let's go ahead. Yeah, that's all for the news. If you guys want to get more of the latest toy news, though, you can always check out the It Figures podcast on thatnewtoysmell.com. Every Wednesday, we're always talking about the latest toy news, always, just joking around and making fun of Devall. That's what we do sometimes, especially when he's not here. I mean, why wouldn't we? Right?
Just look over your shoulder to see if he was...
Well, you never know. That dude could just sneak up on me. I don't... Devall's not here, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Well, while Devall's not here, let's go ahead and jump into the review of the week, which is Devall's look at the Manglors toy line.
All right, show of hands. How many remember Manglors? Wow. Really? Really, guys? None of you? Huh. All right. Here's the thing. The 80s was such an amazing time for toy lines and such a cool time to be a kid. Every time you walked into a store, you got this amazing rush of never knowing what new hot toy line was going to be right around the corner to entice you into begging your parents to get for you. Now, the Manglors was one of those awesome lines that really didn't last long, but really made a huge impact. How long did it last, you ask? About 6 figures and a play set. Now, the Manglors was produced and released by the then recently purchased Ideal Toys. You see, in 1982, they were purchased by CBS. Yeah, the very same television network, CBS, and were rebranded as CBS Toys. Now, CBS didn't mingle in the toy industry long. In 1985, they actually backed out of the business altogether and went back to, honestly, what they did best. All right, folks. Okay, anyway, sorry for the history lesson. Let's get back to the line. Now, the line was originally called Sorbos, but by Toy Fair of the year they were released, the name had changed, so Ideal settled upon the now classist Manglors. Now, the Manglor line featured a unique play feature, but now I wasn't about to show you that play feature with the only figure I actually personally own, so here, check out this commercial real quick. This will show you everything about it.
Throughout time, people have asked, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Maybe it was a Manglor, like Mangler Demon. You can pretend to hatch Mangler Dragon and Manglizard, too, each sold separately in a make-believe egg. You can stretch them, squash them, take them apart. They'll return almost like new to their original forms. So if you want to hatch up some fun, you can crack open a Manglor. The Manglors, Mangler Demon, Mangler Dragon, and Manglizard, each sold separately from Ideal.
Okay, so you see, they had an interesting action feature. I mean, you could rip them apart and they would stick back together, allowing you to rip several characters apart and create your own Manglor. Now, the series consisted of Manglosaurus, Manglodactyl, Manglord, Mangler Demon, Mangler Lizard, and Mangler Dragon, as well as the Mangler Mountain playset, which was the line's only playset. Now, these figures came packaged in a small window box with the figure inside of a plastic egg. Now, the eggs served two purposes here. One, they were, nice to display and to set next to the figures. They were also there for you to store the Manglors in when you were done with them, so honestly, they didn't dry out. The figures also had display stands packaged with them because these figures do not stand on their own. Trust me. Now, the Manglord himself came packaged 3 different ways. In the small window box, in a larger style box with no window, and of course in the Mangler Mountain playset. This was the only figure that was available in a few different versions, as the rest of the line was only available in these window boxes. Now, the other amazing thing about this line was the striking artwork created for the line that was all done by artist Killen, who was the same artist who did the artwork for the Kiss album, The Destroyer. Now, the artwork on Mangler Mountain playset alone is remarkable. I mean, this really is a true testament to eye-catching graphics from the 80s. Back then, more so than now, you really had to stand out on a shelf to get a kid's attention. This box really does just that. I mean, the front of the thing is just amazing. Art like this on a box is hard to see these days with today's packaging. It still happens very rarely. Turning the box over to the side, we find some great details of what exactly you could do with both the mountain and the Manglord inside. Now, these images are in black and white, but they're still a pleasure to see, as you can tell they were hand-drawn for the box. Now, the back shows you the characters out of Wave 1 and really tells you a brief backstory on the whole line. Once again, as I keep pointing out, the art here is amazing. I mean, there are no photos on this box, gang. On a side note, I'd love to find someone with the original proofs for this box just for my personal collection. So if anyone out there, you give old Devall a ringy-dingy. Mangler Mountain has been the only piece of this line I've ever owned, and the version I own now is actually the 3rd time I've owned this playset in my life. I'm 32, so do the math. Now, Mangler Mountain is probably one of the most uninteresting playsets honestly ever designed. I mean, you literally place Manglord into his Iron Maiden, he gets lowered into the mountain, and then by pressing the tongue on the gargoyle, he rises out of the depths to the mountain to reveal himself. And that's it. Now, the mountain is awesome to look at, even though it's just a giant rock with a big old gargoyle face on it. The other feature of the mountain was the Manglava, which at one time was actually a large bag of ooze. Unfortunately, my sealed bag of Manglava has mostly solidified over the years. But the idea was you place the ooze in the top of the mountain, lower the Manglord in his cage into the mountain, and when he's raised to the top, he'd be covered in this ooze. As I said at the start, the line didn't last long. But while it didn't last long enough to create a 3rd series of figures, this line still brings a smile to most toy collectors when you mention it. Well, as for the rest of you, I hope I've enlightened you a little bit to the mystique and the amazement of Ideal's legendary Mangler line.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the video. And now it's time to take a closer look at Mangler Mountain. I don't know about you.
Wait. Where's the rest of them?
This is all we have is Mangler Mountain.
What?
Manglors aren't exactly an easy toy line to get a hold of these days, because all the ones that were out in the 80s, all the kids tore to pieces, and you just can't find them.
Here, there you go. Now you can see
all
the figures that we could have had on this table.
We could have had. Devall showed them off in the video a little bit, so you know they got a closer look. Mostly, I just wanted to take okay, I never had these when I was a kid. I don't know if you ever had any Manglors.
Probably, but you know what? I remember the commercial for them.
Right.
So obviously, I must have had one because, you know, obviously everything you seen on TV back then you wanted. And this is dumb enough, and it looks cheap enough that my parents probably bought it for me.
Yeah, I never had one personally. So, and I really didn't even know much about them until I was talking to Devall a couple years ago, and he loves these. And so when he was, you know, I got the Mangler Mountain, and he was so happy. I had never heard of them before he showed them to me. But
personally, I don't really care about them because they're kind of like a generic Lego.
How are they a generic Lego? Explain.
Well, you can rip them apart and stick them together.
So they're
anything that's not Lego that acts like a Lego, it should be. Burn it, you know?
You just love Legos that much that you can find a way to call this a Lego knockoff.
Toy.
Okay, all right. Come on, it's not like this is Mangler Mountain by Duplo. This is. I don't,
I'm sorry. If it, had,
Bionicle
if
Manglor.
it said He-Man right here, everybody would be like, "Oh my God, he's a man!"
oh, come on, that's not fair. There's enough things to complain about, I'm sure, that the He-Man fans would.
All right, well, show me this.
Okay,
Show me how this
so as far as I know, the deal is you're supposed to fill this with slime that this came with, but
We have.
this thing's so old that the slime's all dried up and nasty, so it's
do we
not
have
going to
it?
work. Yeah, look, it's
I
like,
want to see it.
whoa, this is what happens to slime.
Was that the
From the
was that
80s.
like original bag?
Yeah, it's unopened. That bag's unopened.
It looks like an orange, like
Like a crushed, an orange? Crushed orange.
or orange. But it looks like somebody cut it up, sliced it, and threw it in here for like a year. And this is what we
And
got.
this is what we got. I assume at one point it was liquid, and it filled that bag mostly.
This is like it feels like an ear, like somebody's.
Oh, yeah. Van Gogh! So, you fill this thing with slime, and the Manglor is in the slime, and then you're supposed to pump this little switch down here. This is a lot of work, because you actually have to pump it like a Reebok or a shoe.
That's how it was invented.
That's how it was invented?
No. Okay, so the engineers at Reebok are playing around. They're deciding, what's the new big shoe thing? They're like, oh, I know. We love Manglers. We love how this awesome thing works. So let's put Manglor shoes together and combine and make the Reebok pump.
And that's how the pumps were born.
That's how they made. That's historical fact. You can wiki it. It's on there.
It's on Wikipedia? Because you can believe everything that's on Wikipedia, right?
Look, Manglers and Reeboks have a long-standing history.
I don't think Devall mentioned that in the video anywhere. What,
He didn't do his research.
he didn't do the proper research. He left that all out. So anyway, you pump this little tongue, and it's supposed to like make the Manglor rise out of the slime.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
The problem is he doesn't seem to go up past that point.
You're doing it wrong.
I gotta pump it harder.
Slime in there. We don't build up the air pressure.
Oh yeah, see, we need the slime. So anyway, then he comes out.
Put cottage cheese in there. We'll see what that works.
He's in this cage, and he's supposed to be covered with slime. What?
What the hell is that?
Rubber. I don't know what the rubber's for. Hello, is the phone ringing? Oh well.
Why does every time we shoot a video, the phone rings?
So this right here is a Manglor. Impressive?
Well,
It's very slimy, like it's very sticky. It reminds me of those little gooey things that you get out of like 25-cent machines, like the ones you throw against the wall and they stick and splatter.
I like Devall's video where he's just like, oh, I won't stand.
Where it wouldn't stand. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh, I won't stand.
See, to me, this is unimpressive because, like,
All right, let's see the.
how are you supposed to play with
Let's see
this?
the features where you tear it off.
Okay, now, Devall specifically asked us not to tear his Mangler apart.
Well, how are we supposed to review something? With
But
one of the action
but the
features?
idea is supposed to be that you can rip the thing apart and then it'll stick back together. I can't imagine that worked
I
well.
don't buy it.
Don't tempt me.
I don't
You really
buy it.
want me to rip this thing?
I don't buy it.
Jason would not be happy with us.
Well, how?
But you're also supposed to. They also say like you can twist it and you can warp it around and bend it and wrap it up.
This also spawned the line Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, this Stretch Armstrong came for this.
Yeah, Manglor spawned a lot of today's new technologies.
You know, a lot of today's technology. Bubble gum,
Space shuttles, submarines, radar.
PlayStation 3, right?
PlayStation 3 came from the Manglor.
How can you not love a face like that? This is the face of science.
Face of science. I don't know. Like, I guess it's an interesting concept.
He kind of looks like a mix between the Hulk and
The Jolly Green Giant.
like
That's what-
He-Man.
A He-Man? He kind of looks like if he.
Dumb as He-Man is.
Why you gotta be like that? Why is He-Man dumb?
No, you know what? I'm just sick of hearing about He-Man.
I'm around too much. He doesn't like hearing He-Man. But Straight Jacket Manglor, yeah. See, a Mangler always returns back to normal.
What does he care if we rip off the knees? Look, it's already falling apart.
I don't really think we should rip this apart. I think Devall will be mad.
We'll just say it.
There is.
Could you you won't have a video of you ripping it.
You don't watch my videos.
He doesn't watch the videos. So there you have it.
Wait, what was that thing you found?
It was.
I checked with the phone.
Oh, it's rubber. I don't know what it's for. It's a piece to the set. I don't know how to use it.
Instructions?
Probably, but I don't want to dig through them right now. So we'll figure that out. So, I don't know. Did any of you guys have Manglors as a kid? Is this something that you enjoy? Do you like these? I'd be interested to hear because I gotta be honest, I like a lot of the obscure 80s toy lines. I don't really see much of the appeal of these. It's an interesting concept, I guess, but even as a kid, I don't think I would have.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb because it can't stand. You can't pose it.
You can't really
with it.
do a lot of playing with it.
You hold it and shake it at people. And
yeah.
It had to have been a cheap toy.
It had to have been. And like I said, ripping the arms off and sticking them back on, I can't imagine that lasting. You know what I mean? Maybe once or twice and then the toy's ruined. It's just done. I don't know.
You hold it and shake it at somebody and the arm flies.
Arms are going to fly off.
In the face, you know.
I don't know. So maybe there are some big Mangler fans out there. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know why you enjoy the Mangler line. You can always send us the email at tntsadmin@gmail.com.
Tisha Killen.
Maybe we'll bring it up on the next episode because it's a cool line. I know Devall enjoys it. I don't really see the appeal.
I guess it's cool to look at once, but obviously it didn't stand the test of time.
Mangler Mountain looks like a blender.
Yeah, really, I thought it was. That's how you mix and match your toys.
There you go. Blend them up, chop them to pieces, and stick them back together.
On today's blender technology.
Blenders and the Reebok pumps all came from the Manglors.
It's on the wiki.
You can learn everything on that new toy smell.
Every day.
Damien updates it every day. All right. Well, before we wrap things up, I wanted to move on to our fan spots where we've got some more questions that were sent in to us. Thought it'd be fun to go down some of these questions and answer them.
Okay.
So let's start off with toy buying regrets. Creeboy asks if there's something that we wish we hadn't spent money on, or something that we wish that we would have spent our money on but never bought. Something we regretted not buying later on. Can you think of anything offhand?
Well, I can't say for myself personally, but for the story here, things I regretted. Anything that was a 12-inch figure or 18-inch or bigger than normal, you know, a doll.
Yeah.
I regret buying every piece of that here.
It's just because
expensive stuff with Sideshow, it's really nice to have, but
it just kind of sits.
Who can afford it?
Yeah, it's expensive and hard to get rid of. And then I would say, like, it's hard for me to think of something like that because I do that all the time where I'm like, oh, I should have bought that at the store when I saw it because now it's hard to find. I know I did it with a lot of like the Staction figures, the Master Stactions. There was a bunch of those at the end that I didn't buy, and now they're like ridiculously expensive, like Mosquitor and stuff like that. I don't know, things that like I wish I wouldn't have spent my money on. There's always something. Like there's always those weird little things that you buy and you get home and you're like, oh, this is kind of...
Well, probably not because you're such a collector that
like...
you don't really regret anything you own.
I can't think of any specifics, and I really wish I could, so I'm kind of...
What about the dumb Wolverine movie Deadpool?
Whoa, well, I didn't actually buy that, but you talking about the terrible movie Deadpool, the one that looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
What are you talking about? Obviously, you didn't.
I didn't buy it, so I have no regrets there. Yeah, I think Dirt bought it. Does Dirt regret it? Dirt regrets it. Dirt regrets it. All right. Creeboy also wants to know if we will see more violence towards Dirt. Of course, referencing the Rock Lords video.
All right. Well, yeah.
Ah!
There you go. More violence towards Dirt. I'm okay with that.
You want it, you get it.
You want it, you got it. That's right.
Hey!
Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, where the hell is Ito? Where is Ito? That's a good question.
He doesn't call, he doesn't write.
I don't think Ito loves us anymore. Actually, Ito's very busy with his own website, RetroWareTV.com. You guys like video games? Go over there and bug him and ask him where all his toy videos are. He's been too busy with his video game stuff. All right.
So,
He's so out. There was one or two others I wanted to talk about. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. This one's for me. Crash Murdoch asks, where do you get the Masters of the Universe Classics figures that you review, and what happens to them afterwards? Should I tell them?
I think everybody wants to know.
Everybody wants to know? Actually, I got like a stockpile of every He-Man figure for like the next year. When I feel like it, I pull them out of the stack, I do the review, and then whatever I feel like. Sometimes I just throw them in the trash. Sometimes I light them on fire because I like watching things burn. Sometimes I give them to the dog as a chew toy because I'm like, dogs like to play fetch and stuff, so I just throw the toys around.
Was it 4th of July? We blew a couple up.
We did blow a couple up on the 4th of July. I mean, they're great for that. Masters of the Universe Classics figures are perfect for just disposing of in fun ways. Do you think they bought that?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most unique toy collection from some toy collector that you've seen? Unique. I don't know. We did a video that one time where we had all the He-Man fans from He-Man.org send in a bunch of photos of their collections, and some of those guys were really cool because some of them had some of these glass display cases lining their whole rooms, and it was completely filled with all the figures and all the castles and seeing Eternia and all those hard to find things. Stuff like that was amazing to me, and I wish I could have a setup like that. And then, of course, our buddy Dave, who we went over to his house to look at his USS Flag. He just had
his entire basement.
Oh, his whole basement was just this amazing setup. I wish I had the room to set something up like that. But yeah, stuff like that, that's great. And you can check some of that stuff out in some of our older episodes if you're interested. But I love seeing how different collectors set up their collections. I think that's one of the cool things.
Mine's in a big stack in my basement, this tall.
Of all the boxes?
All my boxes of unopened toys and several 6-foot fold-out tables stacked.
Just random stuff. One day you'll have it. I talked about that briefly on last week's episode. My stuff is crammed into a small spare bedroom in my apartment, and a good majority of it's still just stuffed in totes and in the closet. I don't get to look at all of it, so...
Staple it to the wall.
So I do have a lot of it pinned to the wall. I have no wall space left in that room. You should see it. It's bad. One of these days, hopefully I have a lot of space like our friend Dave. I'd love to have everything spread out and on shelves and everything. So, yeah, cool. That's a bunch of good questions, guys. If anybody ever wants to send us fan art or wants to send us questions to have answered on the show, feel free to send those our way, tntsadmin@gmail.com, or head over to the forums at thatnewtoysmell.com and post them away. There's a thread set up for it, so feel free to ask us any question. We'd love to answer them here on the show. And I think that's going to wrap up this week's installment of That New Toy Smell, unless you've got anything else you'd like to throw in.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, if you like toys and you like great prices and fast delivery, then you need to check out KillenEnterprises.com. We carry a wide selection of all the things you love. Pixel Dan touches them all, me too, so...
Pixel Dan just touched this one.
Dirt.
It's valuable.
On the corners and stuff like that, so you know it's good quality.
Good quality.
It is brought to you by Killen.
Killen. KillenEnterprises.com. So guys, and seriously, video games, DVDs, music CDs, comic books, everything's here. So if you guys are interested in any of that, make sure you check us out online. And of course, you guys are interested in podcasts for pro wrestling or MMA or comic book reviews. All that stuff can be found at our sister site, VGLosers.com. And as well for episodes of That New Toy Smell every Saturday, as well as the It Figures podcast on Wednesdays, and random toy review videos. You can always check us out online at thatnewtoysmell.com. Until next week, guys, I'm Pixel Dan.
And I'm Killen.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.